Two children, 6 years old and 4 years old, growing up thousands of miles away from the country that carries their royal titles. A family torn between two worlds, between duty and freedom, between a palace that reportedly no longer wants them and a life they've chosen to build alone. But tonight, something has shifted. After years of silence, years of legal battles, broken bridges, and doors quietly closing, the royal story surrounding Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet has just taken a dramatic new turn. And the question every royal watcher is now asking is this: what does their future actually look like? And does the royal family even have a say in it anymore? Stay with me, because this story goes much, much deeper than you might think. Welcome back to Royal Daily Report. I'm so glad you're here, because today we are pulling back the curtain on what is arguably the most emotionally charged chapter yet in the Sussex saga. We're talking about two young children, Prince Archie of Sussex, now 6 years old, and his little sister, Princess Lilibet, just 4, who have grown up almost entirely in California, shielded from the glare of the royal world their father was born into. A royal world that, according to sources, never quite made room for them the way it should have. But in 2026, the ground is reportedly shifting. A critical security review is underway in the United Kingdom. Legal battles are reaching a climax, and decisions are being made right now, quietly, behind palace walls and courtroom doors, that royal watchers believe will define Archie and Lilibet's futures forever. This is not just a story about Harry and Meghan. This is a story about two children caught in the middle of the biggest royal rupture in a generation. And what happens next will either bring them closer to their British heritage or seal them away from it permanently. To understand where Archie and Lilibet stand today, you have to understand just how far removed they are from the world their father grew up in. Prince Archie was born in May 2019 at the height of royal excitement, a new Sussex baby. The whole world was watching, but within a year, everything unraveled. Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties in 2020, uprooted their lives and settled in Montecito, California, and little Archie went with them. His sister Lilibet was born in California the following year. She has only set foot on British soil once in her entire life. That one visit? The Platinum Jubilee celebrations of June 2022, the late Queen Elizabeth's historic milestone. And even then, according to royal observers, the atmosphere was strained, the visit carefully managed, and the family's presence kept deliberately low-key. Since that day, neither child has returned to the United Kingdom. Not for a birthday, not for Christmas, not even for the coronation of their grandfather, King Charles III. That's not a small thing. That is, according to some commentators, a generational wound. And reportedly, it is one that has never fully healed. But that's not where the story ends. Because there is a reason, a very specific, very serious reason, why Archie and Lilibet haven't been back. And it all comes down to one word: security. When Prince Harry stepped back from royal duties, he lost his automatic entitlement to taxpayer-funded armed protection in the United Kingdom. He has argued repeatedly, publicly and emotionally, that without proper security, bringing his wife and children to Britain is, in his own words, impossible. Royal watchers took note when Harry described the situation as leaving his family exposed. He has fought for years through the courts to have his security reinstated. The High Court dismissed his appeal as recently as May 2025. He called the ruling, according to reports, a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. However, and this is where the story becomes electrifying, legal proceedings revealed something extraordinary. No formal risk assessment had been completed for the Sussex family since 2019. 6 years. No updated assessment. And that procedural gap, legal analysts now suggest, has become Prince Harry's most powerful weapon yet. A new review is currently underway, conducted by the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures. And royal watchers are watching this review with their breath held. Because if Harry is granted what he's been fighting for, if that security is restored, then everything changes. Not just for Harry, not just for Meghan, but for Archie and Lilibet too. Because for the first time in years, the door to Britain might actually creak open again. Now here is where the speculation truly begins to swirl. According to multiple reports, Meghan Markle has tentatively set a date for a return to the United Kingdom, the summer of 2026, specifically tied to a one-year countdown event for the 2027 Invictus Games, to be held in Birmingham on July the 10th. A source close to the Duchess revealed that security will always be the deciding factor in whether that trip happens. But the winds, it seems, may finally be turning. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams made a particularly striking observation. He suggested that should Meghan return, the couple's children, Archie and Lilibet, would likely play a prominent role in any public-facing appearances. His reasoning? That the presence of the children could help soften what is expected to be a complicated, emotionally charged reception. Meghan has not been seen in Britain since Queen Elizabeth's funeral in September 2022. The British public's feelings toward the Duchess of Sussex remain, according to polls, deeply divided. And the rift between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family has, by most accounts, never been colder. So what does it mean that Archie and Lilibet might possibly be stepping back onto British soil? For royal observers, it means the story is entering an entirely new chapter. Let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention: the titles. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet officially became a prince and princess in 2023, when it was confirmed that, as grandchildren of the reigning monarch, they were entitled to use those titles under long-standing royal rules. The palace acknowledged it. The couple confirmed it. The world took note. But here's the tension that royal watchers are quietly pointing to. Titles are symbolic. They carry weight. They carry history. And yet these two children, a prince and a princess of the realm, are being raised entirely outside the country whose throne those titles are connected to. According to royal observers, questions are now being raised about what those titles actually mean in practice, and what the palace privately feels about children carrying the Sussex royal designation while living a thoroughly American, decidedly private life. One particularly revealing moment came when a spokesperson for Prince Harry confirmed to media that Harry had not placed Archie's name down for Eton College, the prestigious British boarding school where both Harry and Prince William were educated, and where Prince George is reportedly enrolled. There are no plans to send Archie to Eton. For many royal watchers, that felt like more than just a school decision. It felt like a statement, a quiet, deliberate signal about the kind of life Harry and Meghan are building for their children, a life rooted in California, not Buckingham Palace. And then there is the most delicate thread in all of this: the relationship between Archie, Lilibet, and their grandfather, King Charles III. Royal sources have, for years now, hinted at a complicated emotional reality within the family. A grandfather who has reportedly expressed a desire to know his grandchildren. Children who, by all accounts, have had extraordinarily limited contact with the British side of their family. King Charles has faced his own serious health challenges, and some commentators have suggested, with careful, measured wording, that the passage of time has added a quiet urgency to this already emotionally fraught situation. Questions are now being raised, gently but persistently, about whether Archie and Lilibet will ever truly know their grandfather in a meaningful way. Whether the rupture between Harry and the senior royals is so deep that even the innocent relationship between a grandfather and his grandchildren has become collateral damage. It is by any measure a heartbreaking dimension of a story that has never been short on heartbreak. Sources close to the Sussex family have indicated that Harry's primary concern, above reunions, above optics, above palace politics, is the safety and well-being of his children. That is the lens through which every decision gets made. And that is why the security review is not just a legal matter. It is, according to those who know the Duke best, a deeply personal one. Here's what makes this story so uniquely compelling and so emotionally complicated. Archie and Lilibet are being raised in California with remarkable care for their privacy. Their parents have gone to extraordinary lengths to keep their faces shielded from cameras, their daily lives out of the press, the Christmas cards, the rare glimpses, the carefully curated moments. All of it is deliberate. In late 2025, the Sussex family released a holiday portrait, a rare, beautiful image of all four of them standing on a little bridge in their Montecito garden. Archie and Lilibet, growing fast, red-haired like their father, both radiating the kind of easy California childhood happiness that feels worlds away from formal royal engagements. And yet they carry the titles. They carry the history. They carry the blood of a family that has shaped British history for centuries. According to royal commentators, this tension between the private life Harry and Meghan are building and the royal identity their children technically hold, is one that will only intensify as Archie and Lilibet grow older. At some point, they will be old enough to have their own feelings about it, their own questions, their own choices. What will they decide? So where does all of this leave us? The security review is ongoing. A summer 2026 return to Britain is reportedly on the table, contingent on its outcome. Two children who haven't seen their home country in nearly 4 years may soon set foot on British soil again. Or they may not. The palace remains publicly silent on the specifics of Harry's security situation. King Charles has not made public comment on his grandchildren's lives or futures. And Harry and Meghan have, as they so often do, kept the details close, sharing only what they choose to share when they choose to share it. But royal watchers are in agreement on one thing. The decisions being made in 2026, legal decisions, security decisions, school decisions, family decisions, will echo for years. Perhaps for decades, they will shape who Archie and Lilibet grow up to be. They will define the Sussex legacy. And they will tell the world, once and for all, whether these two children belong to a royal story or whether they are writing an entirely new one. A prince and a princess of the realm, growing up American, raised for privacy, carrying British titles they may never fully use. The royal family has reportedly broken its silence on certain matters surrounding their future. But the biggest questions? The ones about belonging, about heritage, about what it means to be royal when you've been raised so far from royalty? Those questions, for now, remain beautifully, heartbreakingly unanswered. And that is exactly why the world cannot stop watching.